hunters. I don't want a lot of hunters sitting in the town square shooting up my own range units as they try to approach and finish off the enemy. Let's see. So it looks like I just was able to capture the tower. I think it was too late for it to cause any damage, but now I'm going to focus on trying to take out some of these archers, these hunters, as they move towards the square. And over on this side, there's another pair matched of archer and spearman of the enemy coming to the ground. And in this particular battle, which I was able to record, but again crashed at the end, I was not able to finish off this one archer group right here. They'd end up having like 7 men make it back to the town square, so I had to fiddle around with destroying them later in the battle. But also on the other end, these hunters down here, they sort of switch position with the spearmen, which are walking towards my forces, and that caused me a bit of trouble as those archers started getting up in range of my own archers on the walls. I turned to try and eliminate them with range fire before they get shots off at me. And I did end up losing some men from my ranged units, although I recovered, I would say, most of them. And plus, I think most of my losses were actually friendly fire. I'm not sure if the enemy even actually got off a shot that was able to take out any of my ranged units on the walls there. But in this instance, they never get the ranged units in range of my ranged units. And right now I believe I'm sending my forces over, who still have about half of their ammunition left in this run through, and I'm going to send them to where they can get a good position to throw their spears at these hunters and try to take down their numbers, possibly eliminate them completely. One of the things that's a good idea to do when you're starting any particular campaign, any particular faction, is to sort of go through the roster and pick out a unit that you kind of favor as your cannon fodder. In this game, I identified these foresters right away as the ones that I wanted. If I had a if I had a situation where I had to expose my unit, some of my men to getting casualties, to getting fired on, to getting charged by cavalry, if there just wasn't a way to avoid it, this is the unit I wanted to take that hit, because it's actually pretty effective and versatile, but it's also retrainable. It's going to be retrainable throughout my empire, so that makes it an ideal sort of frontline unit. In this case, I knew I might be getting some return fire from these archers, so I didn't mind using my foresters as the ones to come out and take them out. I think I'm actually able to bring these hunters down to like 10 men or something over here before they start making their way to my forces, which you can see in the distance there, my bodyguard unit. Every once in a while they act like they're going to fire at me, but then they realize, ah, crap, we need to move. Because at the same time I'm throwing spears at them, I've also got my captured towers. They're right in front of my captured towers. So it's just, they're not in a happy position. In a few moments here, they're going to actually get out of the range of my foresters, and then I will go ahead and have my foresters send the rest of their throwing spears at these spearmen right here, and I'm going to send my bodyguard to charge and take out what's left of these hunters. I definitely don't want them taking any shots at my archers that are up there on the wall. Those archers are there to take out all of these non-ranged units that won't be able to touch them. Because fortunately for me, the AI does not ever really intelligently try to recapture walls. What am I doing here? Oh, my foresters have just run out of spears, so I'm moving them up a little bit. I don't really know what else to do with them, but I bring them closer to all of my archers and such on the wall there in case they're ever useful for anything at all. And here you can see the archers are falling fast. I did lose one bodyguard, but I'm not sure. I might have just lost them due to friendly fire from the towers. And then, frustratingly, that last archer just isn't going to fall. It's funny how often that happens, but karma's a bitch, and he got a tower bolt in the face right after my men left. And so now what I'm going to do is, I think these spearmen have decided to follow my bodyguard, and I'm just going to lead them towards that gate right there, and let these captured towers do the work on them. And if they survive to the point where they're going to walk back to the square, well, they're not going to make it. Because I've got all the firepower in the world up here on these walls. And when you're putting archers and such on the walls like this, it's a good idea not to put them shoulder to shoulder in terms of the units. They won't, units will never cause injury to themselves via friendly fire, but if you have your archers on the walls just shoulder to shoulder with the units and not have space in between them, you're very likely to get friendly fire casualties among your ranged units, and you want to avoid that if possible. So you can probably see there I've got spaces. I've tried to sort of give everybody an equal amount of space between each other on the wall there. And in this playthrough I didn't suffer any friendly fire. I did get some friendly fire in the one that, as I said before, that I was able to save after. That was because they were having them shoot at an extreme angle towards the bottom of the screen here when those hunters were coming up towards them, and that's how they ended up catching the corners of the formations there from their fellow men. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and run my bodyguard now. They're close enough to the gate, and these guys are in a position where they should go straight up, and I should be able to get shots at them. So I'm waiting for them to expose their back, and then I'm going to set these towers to fire at will. That's the way you get your towers to fire at anything. You can't actually target specific things with your towers. You can only tell them to fire at will, and that's how you're able to make use of the firepower of those towers. But just then I noticed that he had turned back to me because I hadn't actually gone through the gate. I'm going to have to send my unit all the way through that gate so that he will behave himself and expose his back to my archers. Even though I could easily take him out with my archers when he's facing me, I'd rather get the more powerful shots to the back of the unit. And you'll see he didn't last too long. Okay. And I think there's one more infantry unit that's going to come down and try to defend this gate here. But he's going to go the way of the others. I'm going to go ahead and skip to that point. Okay, so this is actually their swordsmen that came down. It's supposed to be sort of the equivalent of the Reunited Kingdom's men-at-arms. And they're about to go extinct. Oh wow, so fast. Gone. Alright, now I can send my bodyguard up here, and I know that there's going to be a few archers that are left. I need to see if I can make draw them out. I don't want to send my own range units up towards the square with any archers in there, because they're just going to cause me aggravating casualties, and I don't want to try to get to this battle without casualties. I've got such control over this battle. There isn't any good reason that I should be taking casualties, and I've still got plenty of ammunition. I'm not sure at this point how much of that ammunition is going to be used up on these bodyguards, because they will absorb a lot of firepower due to their high armor. So I am trying to make sure I shoot only at the backs of units to preserve how much firepower I have. At this point I've drawn out that archer. I'm going to see if he'll actually follow me farther away from the square. And he will not. He's just sitting there, so I'm just going to go ahead and see if the AI is going to let me charge him, and we'll skip to that part. So I was able to send my cavalry up to attack. You didn't really get a charge in without it ever getting fired at by them. But as you can hear from those horns, the enemy bodyguard units have decided to charge at me, so I need to get the hell out of Dodge before I get caught up. You might recall, if you watched the previous battle in the field, how I was lamenting the fact that you can't do proper charges against units that are running away from you. The charge always falls short. And that's just, I think, because they wanted to give charges an endpoint so that instead of a unit forceman just charging straight through a formation and into the formations behind them, that they would stop at that formation and enter melee. But in this case, it worked in my favor, so, you know, the blade cuts both ways, and I'm sure going to take advantage of it where I can, after all the grief it causes me in other situations. I kind of, you know, it hadn't occurred to me before, but I wonder if that wedge formation that used to be so popular in Rome Total War, I don't really see it in mods nowadays. I'm sure there are some that make use of it. But I wonder if the wedge formation would make a difference in charging at enemies that are running away from you, because it's kind of designed to break through a line rather than just make contact with it and then enter melee. I'm going to have to explore that possibly. I don't know if there are any units in this mod that use the wedge formation. At any rate, none that I can recall. But now we get to watch these bodyguard take tremendous casualties. I probably should have targeted the larger bodyguard, because when you're using ranged fire, it's proportionately more effective the larger the unit is that you're targeting. But I was kind of hoping I could, you know, attack this farther unit, and then with my units on fire at will get another last shot off at the unit behind. And it's not that that didn't work, but it might have been more effective if I just aimed for him to begin with. At any rate, at this point, they're out of range, so I'm telling my units to not... I have to remember to take my units off of their fire at will so they don't waste ammunition next time around. And I've still got the problem of these huntsmen out there. So I'm sending my bodyguard back in. And you probably noticed there I had neglected to take my 2 towers off of fire at will. I'm going to pay for that later by using up their ammunition on the bodyguards when I coax them back out. But let's see, for right now I'm going to concentrate on getting these guys. Right here I've realized that the AI has done something clever, probably unwittingly, but the position they put their hunters in means that if I were to approach up the main avenue here where you see all the dead bodies, I would be attacking these hunters at an angle such that when the enemy bodyguard came out and charged at me, I wouldn't be able to get away from them properly. The pathfinding would cause me to come diagonal here rather than straight towards the gate, and they would definitely catch me out. So I decided to take this long route around, and I'm going to spare you the long route and cut to the chase. Alright, so this is the point at which they decide to start realizing that I'm coming for them and get themselves in a position to fire at me, so I'm going to be charging at them here. And I turn my throwing spears on so I can do my best to eliminate them and not have any left over. Don't want to mess around with them any longer than I have to. Okay, and I was able to eliminate them without the bodyguard causing me trouble. So my next plan, as I see the bodyguard is heading back to the square, is just to come over here and either throw some spears at them to get them to chase me, or get close enough that they decide to chase me whether or not they've been hit. Sometimes you have to cause a casualty in order to get them to chase you, which is one of the reasons you want to, in the position I'm in now, it's one of the reasons I wanted to hold on to some of my spears. My throwing spears, that is. Oh, but they started charging after me anyway. I don't think I caused them any casualties right there. I might have. At any rate, I'm hoping that this or the next one will be the last time that I have to have them chase me down here. And it's going to be the same scenario here. I'm going to go out the door, they'll come back to the square, and when they got their backs to my ranged units, I'll hit them. So I'll spare you. Port them. Okay, so this is the last point at which I had to do this rinse and repeat. He caught up at the very tail end of my bodyguard there, so I had to order my units to run again or they'd get caught in a melee. But right now you're about to see an enormous volley of fire take out the last family member of Rhovanion. This is the official end of the faction right here at this volley. I'd like to see. There he goes. Okay. Now all I need to do is send my my archers off the walls here, and I probably could have just sent all of my archers up there and finished off the halberdiers that are all that's left of the enemy with a few good volleys, but I was playing it conservative. As you can see, I've got huge amounts of arrow fire left, but and not having done this before with this faction, I wasn't sure how much ammunition I would end up using, and so I'm just going to send my what do you call them, slingers up first, and I'm going to skip ahead to the part where we actually get something going. So as you can see, the halberdiers very nicely have placed their backs towards my slingers. I'm about to hit them for the first time, and as soon as I've got some casualties, they should start heading towards me. As soon as I've inflicted some casualties, rather. And I make sure to stop my own fire after they've turned towards me, so I don't waste any ammunition on their fronts, which are going to be more resistant to damage. When you've got just one, or even like 2 units, once they've retreated to the square like that, they want to stick to it. So they'll try chasing after you if you shoot at them, but then as soon as they get close enough, you can just tell your unit to run away and they'll head back to the square, even if you immediately stop. Once they start heading back to the square, you can hit them in the back again, and then rinse and repeat that until they're whittled down to nothing. So I'll take you to that nothing part. So as it turned out in this case, I didn't even need to switch off to another unit. I was able to use my my slingers for taking out this entire unit of halberdiers. So that's another reason why I love these slingers. They are super effective against infantry like this. And there he breaks finally, and that's the battle over, and my slingers will finish him off. Even though I don't have to, I always like to give them those last kills. It helps them towards their next experience level. And there you can see how meager my casualties were, and how much I wish this was the battle that it ended up saving. So now we'll get to the load screen. This is where it crashed the desktop, and it's kind of weird that it doesn't show the little message box saying that it's crashed the desktop. Okay, so coming back from yet another crash. I hope you don't feel that I hope you don't take from my Let's Plays that this game is inherently this bad. This is entirely my system. I'm using a laptop to try and record, which first of all you don't do, and it's an old laptop. I need to upgrade. It's not the fault of this game or mod. I mean, you know, it is old, so most old games have issues with being supported and having trouble just from that fact. But please don't be scared away by the fact that mine just happens to keep crashing all the time. At any rate, so the battle I was able to record, it did crash at the end, and this is the battle I played just after it didn't crash. Didn't record this one because I wanted it not to crash, and I was hoping that would help. At any rate, I ended up trading having no casualties for having a few losses among my slingers. It's probably the worst possible outcome. They are the one unit that I was using that I actually couldn't retrain. Probably not going to be able to retrain anytime soon, if at all, in this campaign, because I'd have to conquer eastwards to get retraining centers for them, and I don't really want to do that. But we'll just see what happens. So I'm going to go ahead and occupy Veligant. I don't want to get rid of their population. I want to use that population to recruit units. So we're occupying, and up here, this is a very important thing for anybody playing this mod. Every time you eliminate a faction, which I have just eliminated Rhovanion, this info thing pops up. I think that's, what's it called, advisor in the normal Rome Total War. And you want to click on that after eliminating a faction, and it will inform you that you need to click the Show Me How button. And by doing that, you will eliminate any, you will remove from the game any alliances that were already existing with a faction that was just eliminated. The reason you want to do that is if you don't, then those alliances will stay in place, and they will make it, they will interfere in future alliances or ceasefires that you might want to do. For example, let's say Rohan and Reunited Kingdom, one of them is eliminated. Well, Rohan and Reunited Kingdom are in a permanent alliance where if you're at war with one of their faction, one of those two factions, you will necessarily be at war with the other. If you eliminate Rohan and you leave Rohan in a permanent alliance with Reunited Kingdom, you'll never be able to negotiate a ceasefire with Reunited Kingdom. They will always just keep being at war with you because they still feel like they owe the non-existent Rohan something. Now, Rhovanion, I don't think, had a chance to form any alliances with anybody, so the only thing that we're showing here is that I'm no longer at war with them, which is nice enough. Good thing not to be at war with non-existent factions. And this is just letting everybody know that one of the factions of the game have been eliminated. Okay, well, let's see what we can do in Belegant. We'll go ahead and click local governance, get rid of any buildings I can't use. And, okay, yeah, I remember last time, this is not the best I can get on these provincial pacifications. Once I move that governor out, we'll go down by about 100 millions, so I want to take advantage of that. We can retrain these two units, so we'll go ahead and do so. And what else we got going on here? Actually, you know what? I'm not going to retrain this unit. The reason I'm not going to do that is because right now I have... Actually, let me look at this, what I've got already. Ooh, my gosh! Okay, I didn't realize... maybe I did realize. Did I look at this over in Rhovanion before? I think I remember doing so. Rhovanion shares a cultural alignment building with me. Very handy. The King's Feasts. All of these bonuses are in effect. They work for me. Which is great because I don't even start out with, this is the top level of my cultural alignment building. I don't even start out with one of these. So I can start retraining units here to make sure that they get the full +3 modifier to their experience. That's really special. Okay, then I'm going to go ahead and retrain these guys. I was afraid that I'd be retraining these guys and they would drop tremendously in experience because if you retrain a mercenary in a place that doesn't have the cultural alignment building established, it's going to degrade the experience of that mercenary unit. They start out at 7, but you can easily get them down to 4 or 3 by constantly retraining them in a place that it gets no experience modifier. So these guys might go down to level 6, but there's a decent chance they'll stay at level 7. But I'm going to retrain them. Alrighty, and I'm going to recruit an emissary here. And, well, let's see what else we can do. Let me not forget to save. Alrighty, and I believe I already... Did I already check up here? I think I did. Maybe I shouldn't have done that, because what I... Alright, what I want to do over here... This Rhovanion province stretches all the way over to here. And then this next province over is going to be an independent people's province. I don't want to actually go and claim that because it's highly exposed. It'll just invite attack from North Rune or Rune, and I won't be able to defend it very well. In fact, what I think, yeah. But what I would like to do is get myself a a watchtower over here because it's way in the middle of the underbelly of North Rune. It'll give me some very nice information for a long time to come in the campaign if I have a watchtower over here. So I want to do that while I've got my my general in the area. We try to be careful not to waste any movement points here if I can help it. And that's where we want to put it, right in this little corner. Watchtower. Okay. Yeah, and they've only got a fishing village here. See, now if there was a port here, then even if I was at war with North Rune, I might be able to maintain. I might be able to defend. What is this called? Health. Is that an L? That's an I. j.r.r. Helkar. Okay. I might be able to defend j.r.r. Helkar by using ships to transport units back and forth. You know, get them retrained here and resupplied. I could probably set up some forts in this area, keep this defended and be able to defend against North Rune. It's something I'd have to do indefinitely unless I got myself a force together to go through and invade North Rune and get them to accept a protectorate status. But because there's no port here, that means I can't take units from there, load them onto a ship, and send them back here. The transport would only be one way. So I just can't see that paying off in my favor. So if I am ever to expand in this direction, it'll probably be only after either North Rune or Rune has claimed this territory and built a port here. So in the meantime, I've got my watchtower in place. I'm going to go back here. No more moves, sir. But right now I need to start moving all of my guys south. Well, not all of them. One of the things I want to do is start plugging up these fords on my northern border. And that will help to control things strategically, keep the AI from sending its emissaries and especially its spies through, or scouts rather, because they can cause a great deal of trouble with the unrest they cause. So I'll use this foresters here. Plug up that one. Start moving. Leave these spearmen here as a garrison. I could see here. Yeah, I'm not gonna. They're only down one man. I don't feel like having them stuck there a whole turn when they could be helping me on my southern border. I need all the help I can get over here to clean things up quickly. If I can secure my southern border, then I'll be able to probably wage war against probably the Bjornings next. I'm working straight south. And scout out the area down here with my spy. And I have him just sort of skirt next to these forested areas. See if he spies out anybody hiding there. Let me see here. Just 3 units. Okay. Handle that with a small force. And I want to start getting over here to see what's happening in the direction of Dunabar. I'm going to use this guy to increase my scouting ranks. So I've got 3 eyeballs now. Rank 3. Making good progress on him. Afraid I might lose him early on. And now I need to make contact with Rune. I'll go ahead and save. I hope I'm not giving anybody the impression that this game is a complete headache. This is entirely due to the system I'm using. I'm using a laptop to record gameplay, which is just not done, and for good reason. And my laptop is kind of getting old. It needs to be replaced with a new one. It's probably not going to happen anytime soon, but I just want you to know that it is not this game's fault that I'm having so much trouble. It's just what I have to use to try to get this done. Okay, Rune, what I really need from them is an alliance, and I need it as soon as possible. So let me see if I can get them to pay me with North Rune pay. What was it, like 4,000? Let's see if they'll go for 4,000. Okay, I'm not going to haggle with them anymore because I don't want to have to wait another turn to get my alliance. That was close enough. Got some money out of them. I got my trade. I'm going to be able to trade with them. In fact, I think you can see my little ship already going across. They've got a settlement up here that I'm trading with them with. Let's actually see which settlement it is. Alrighty. It must be, yeah, it's Rycoast. Rycoast? Rychoast? Rye toast is what we're going to call it. Rye toast with butter. And we're getting 350 out of that sea trade with them. Lake trade, I suppose. We got some really good numbers here. That's crazy. Okay. Well, let's go and make sure we queue that up. We've got our... Okay, everything's queued up there. Oh, we haven't finished moving guys out here, have we? Okay, let's move out all these cavalry. We can go there. One of the things that's... I'm always forgetting to move units when they're inside of a settlement. It's so easy to forget about them. Okay, I can leave these guys there for now. I'm gonna send these bowmen out just because I need bowmen so desperately at the front. And increase this to normal. A little bit more money, it's always welcome. Oop, let's look at that Rathbun. That might be in trouble. Yep, because we acquired another settlement with no dominion established in it. It's given us a big hit to our public orders, so I'm going to have to take this down a notch to high income. Good thing we have some public order to play around with. Send more of our guys south.
Captain. Forward! Forward move, sir! Yes, Captain!
I want to send these guys south. I kind of have to. I need some frontline units. I was just equivocating because I've still got more fords up here that I need to block up. 2, in fact. And having those 2 guys go up there probably would have been convenient, but I do need them at the front. Okay. This guy can go here. We've got all of our units queued up. It's crazy, I only have 1 settlement on local governance. Well, I'll be training some more governors pretty soon, I'm sure. What else can we do? Let's check what we haven't moved. Agents first. Agents. Hello. Oh, that is our agents. Moved our scout. Okay, we've got emissaries to move. Send this guy here.
Without delay. Out of move.
And this guy is just going to continue south and meet up with some of the other factions in the south here. Got an emissary in here. What do I want him to do? This guy needs to discover settlements. That one's already been spotted. And send him here.
Without delay. Moves
and I think I'll have 1 more up here somewhere. This one, let's see, we've got Rune. I really hate sending them in this direction because I'm not making contact with the faction I need to be making contact, which is the Ways of the West factions.
Your Honor.
I'm going to send this guy south.
Once moves depleted, sir.
Any more in there? Nothing? Okay. Actually, I wonder if it wouldn't be better to send him this way. Here. I don't think that'll be necessary. Actually, I am going to send him down this way, because I might need him to talk to the dwarves. This just occurred to me, having sent this emissary here, clever as it was, he might end up getting trapped there, because what these elves love to do is send out units to go hide in these forests. And if he does that in any direction, these are all one-tile avenues. I won't be able to get around, and my emissary essentially will be trapped. And I won't be able to send him back over to Dale and the dwarves to talk to them. So I'm going to have this emissary here as a backup in case I need to talk to the dwarves, so they're in this direction. And what else we got going on? Okay, let's just take a look at this. It's easier to keep track of stuff using these tests. Yeah, okay, he's going to stay there. Settlements appear to be good. Herb Gobel, can we get you higher? We can't. You're already very high. Well, good on you. And military. Okay, let's take one last look at our settlements. Make sure we haven't left any units unmoved. I'm getting paranoid now after the last turn. Army. Okay, those guys I want to stay there. Whew! Well, that was fun. You got a battle. We've made all of our movements for this turn. I think we're ready to call it an episode. Thank you very much. Well, this has been lots of fun. I really appreciate you watching the show, the Let's Play. Please like, subscribe, and comment. Either questions or advice. I'm happy to receive either, and it'll give me something to do while I'm at work. I'm actually enjoying this. I thought all of these technical difficulties would be ruining my enjoyment of this, but I'm actually finding it quite enjoyable despite the technical difficulties, and I'm learning how to deal with them, so recording is getting faster, and I think I'll be able to keep up production pretty well. Thank you again.